The Old Man and the Sea, text and questions. Source A is an edited extract from The Old Man and the Sea, a novel written by Ernest Hemingway and first published in 1952. The extract describes an old fisherman who has been struggling to make a living. He was an old man who fished alone in a skiff in the Gulf Stream, and he'd gone 84 days now without taking a fish. In the first 40 days a boy had been with him, but after 40 days without a fish, the boy's parents had told him that the old man was now definitely and finally solo, which is the worst form of unlucky, and the boy had gone at their orders in another boat, which caught 3 good fish in the first week. It made the boy sad to see the old man come in each day with his skiff empty, and he always went down to help him carry either the coiled lines or the gaff and harpoon and the sail that was furled around the mast. The sail was patched with flour sacks and furled. It looked like the flag of permanent defeat. The old man was thin and gaunt, with deep wrinkles in the back of his neck. The brown blotches of the benevolent skin cancer the sun brings from its reflection on the tropic sea were on his cheeks. The blotches ran well down the sides of his face, and his hands had the deep creased scars from handling heavy fish on the cords. But none of these scars were fresh. They were as old as erosions in a fishless desert. Everything about him was old except his eyes, and they were the same colour as the sea and were cheerful and undefeated. "Santiago," the boy said to him as they climbed the bank from where the skiff was hauled up, "I could go with you again. We've made some money." The old man taught the boy to fish, and the boy loved him. "No," the old man said, "you're with a lucky boat. Stay with them." "But remember how you went 87 days without a fish, and then we caught big ones every day for 3 weeks. "I remember," the old man said. "I know you did not leave me because you doubted." "It was Papa made me leave." "I'm a boy and I must obey him." "I know," the old man said. "It's quite normal." "He hasn't much faith." "No," the old man said, "but we have, haven't we?" "Yes," the boy said. "Can I offer you a beer on the terrace, and then we'll take the stuff home?" "Why not?" said the old man. "Between fishermen." They sat on the terrace, and many of the fishermen made fun of the old man, and he was not angry. Others of the older fishermen looked at him and were sad. The successful fishermen of that day were already in, and had butchered their marlin out, and carried them laid full length across 2 planks, with 2 men staggering at the end of each plank, to the fish house where they waited for the ice truck to carry them to the market in Havana. "Santiago," the boy said. "Yes," the old man said. He was holding his glass and thinking of many years ago. "Can I go out to get sardines for you tomorrow?" "No, go and play baseball. I can still row, and Rogelio will throw the net." "I would like to go. If I cannot fish with you, I would like to serve in some way." "You bought me a beer," the old man said. "You're already a man." "How old was I when you first took me in a boat?" "5, and you nearly were killed when I brought the fish in too green, and he nearly tore the boat to pieces. Can you remember?" "I can remember the tail slapping and banging on the thwart, and the thwart breaking, and the noise of the clubbing. I can remember you throwing me into the bow where wet coiled lines were, and feeling the whole boat shiver, and the noise of you clubbing him like chopping a tree down. Can you really remember that, or did I just tell it to you?" "I remember everything from when we first went together." The old man looked at him with his sunburned, confident, loving eyes. "If you were my boy, I'd take you out and gamble," he said. "But you're your father's and your mother's, and you're in a lucky boat." Section A, Reading. Answer all questions in this section, and you're advised to spend 45 minutes on this section. Question 1. Read again the first part of the source from lines 1 to 5. List 4 things about the old man from this part of the source. 4 marks. Question 2. Look in detail at this extract from lines 10 to 15 of the source. How does the writer use language here to describe the old man? You can include the writer's choice of words and phrases, language features and techniques, and sentence forms. 8 marks. Question 3. You now need to think about the whole of the source. The text is from the beginning of a novel. How has a writer structured the text to interest you as a reader? You could write about what the writer focuses your attention on at the beginning of the source, how and why the writer changes this focus as the source develops, and any other structural features that interest you. 8 marks. Question 4. Focus this part of your answer on the second part of the source from line 16 to the end. A student said, "While it seems that the old man is widely seen as a failure, in this part of the story the writer shows that the boy still has faith in him and that they greatly respect each other. To what extent do you agree?" In your response you could consider your impressions of the old man as a failure, evaluate how the writer presents the respect between the boy and the old man, support your response with references to the text. 20 marks. Section B, Writing. You're advised to spend about 45 minutes on this section. Write in full sentences. You're reminded of the need to plan your answer, and you should have enough time to check your work at the end. Question 5. Your local newspaper is running a creative writing competition, and the best entries will be published. Either write a description of a fishing village as suggested by this picture, that's on the next slide, or write a story about an unlikely friendship. 24 marks for content and organisation, 16 marks for technical accuracy, 40 marks. And here is the picture of the fishing village.